Thank you everyone for attending. I'm Mike Nelson, president at LPA Retail Systems. I'm joined by Barbara from Outbound. We wanted to spend the next half hour to give you a little overview of a software package that both of us sell. It's actually two different packages. You do not need both of them to be successful, but they work really well together, which I'll talk about during this session. We're going to focus on 5 topics: visibility, efficiency, the fact that our softwares are malleable. We want to mold to your business, not the other way around. We'll talk about some loyalty and some communication.
Wonderful, Mike. Thank you so much for the introduction and a warm welcome to those of you attending today. We're happy to see you here. At Outbound Software, as the screen is sharing, we are a ticketing and reservation software. It says tailored for excellence. That is our insatiable quest. We do have more than 2 decades of experience under our belts, and with our customers combined, generating millions in annual revenue for our clients. Our system is designed to work seamlessly with NCR Counterpoint, hence being partnered today with LPA Retail. It's our pleasure to do so. But we do, as Mike mentioned, we do also offer Outbound as what we call a standalone system for those that may need just online sales. Once you get those tickets out to folks, of course, you want to get them back through the doors, and those tickets, we do have mobile capabilities, which is a constant need these days and preference. So those barcoded printed home tickets can easily be scanned for check-in upon arrival. Through Outbound, you can handle your admission sales, tour bookings, group sales, and more. This is our website at outboundsoftware.com. So if at any point you want to take a look at the site and dig in a little bit deeper, we certainly welcome you to do so. Thank you, Mike.
So about LPA Retail Systems, we are a retail technology company. We sell NCR Counterpoint. NCR Counterpoint is more than just a point of sale system. That's where it just begins. You'll see the rest of it shortly. LPA was founded in 1992. We are located in Burnsville, Minnesota. Our entire staff is in the US. Most of our employees work here in our headquarters in Burnsville. We have over 200 Counterpoint users, from small one-user systems to 300 plus user corporations all over the United States. And we strive to be your one-call IT and point-of-sale service support partner. We start helping you with your point-of-sale system so you can transact with your customers. We can help you with back office. We can help you with any IT needs you have, from internet to networking, printing, and it's kind of a natural fit with some of our smaller retailers because they don't have a third-party IT provider at the same time. So we'll look at our Counterpoint software as we go through these slides to show you that we can do point of sale very well, and then all the other things that come along with it. And then a little bit about me real quick. I've been with the company now for 9 years. I started as a Geek Squad agent in my IT career, so customer support is very important to me, and that's what all of us here at LPA strive to do. We want to support you first. We get to know your employees and you, usually on a first name basis type of thing, so you get that higher level of support when you give us a call. So moving on, let's start talking about the specifics of Outbound and Counterpoint.
All right, so our first topic being visibility. On the Outbound side, one such example is the robust reporting that we offer. As shared here in this screen, we have a bounty of shared reports that are at your fingertips. I'm going to share my screen in a moment and give you some examples. You can easily copy, rename, and move reports for optimal organization of that data. And you can put the reports in the hands of those who need them at a specified scheduled frequency. So whomever needs them at whatever intervals they do need to receive that info. So let me share my screen again and give you an example of that. This isn't one of our demo sites. On the side here, these are categories as an example of what I spoke to in our first screen. So ticketing, admission, field trips, tours, group sales, camps, events, you name it. That is just an example of the versatility of the system. I'm logging in right now as an internal user to get to the reporting section. And when we're logged in, I can come over here to reports and what we call the report builder. We have admin reports too that you can just look at any given time, but the report builder is where you really have the flexibility that I mentioned. These reports all come with the system. We have these 3 categories. You have a customer category. This is where your reports would be organized in various folders. And then these shared reports and shared Counterpoint reports, this is what comes with the system. All of these categories, and then within each category, you have the variety of reports that are applicable. So this all comes with the system. So you can easily find a report that's either just what you need or close to it, and then maybe do some simple editing to get it to where you need it to be. And then for organizing that content, you can see here that there are locked icons on the shared reports. That's because you can't modify them in this state. But what you can do, as mentioned, is you can copy a report, move it to one of your folders. Once it's in your folders, you can edit that report to your liking. So that's a simple process. I can just right-click on the company folder. I can add a child folder. We'll just call it Barbara, so that we have a place to put one of the shared reports. And then when I find a report that I like, I can use this little hamburger icon and opt to duplicate it. And when I duplicate it, it will ask me where I want this to go. And so I can come up to that folder that I just added. And here's Barbara. I just select the folder, click OK. Now it's going to be in that folder. And once it's in that folder, I can use that hamburger icon again and just rename it so that you don't have two reports in various folders with the same name. So very simple process for doing that. And then too, as mentioned, you can go ahead and schedule the report. So if the report is as you like it, you can opt to schedule it. And up here, here's your test name. I'm just doing this quite quickly for you. You can click your export type of either Excel, PDF, RTF, or CSV. If you need it to be password protected, you can. And then you determine the schedule, whether you need it to go out daily, every day, every weekday, whatever the preference, when you want it to start, what time you want it to go out, etc. And then you can just flip to the recipients tab, put as many folks as you want in there that need to get this report. In the bottom right, click finish, and then that report is good to go. And over here on the left, if you ever need to view your scheduled reports, you can. Now, this being a demo site, there's not as much to show as to what's coming next, but it will always on the upper right here indicate the next execution date. These couple of reports are ready to go. There's a pencil icon that I could use if I need to edit this. So if you needed to jump in and add some additional recipients here, that sort of thing, I could do that. Or if there's ever a report that you just need to stop delivery, you can simply use the X, cancel it. So this is some of the benefits of the reporting category.
All right, we'll bring my screen back up here and move on to the Counterpoint side. Robust reporting. So NCR Counterpoint is more than just a point of sale system. We have over 350 reports covering all sorts of things, including sales analysis, inventory reports, customer history, and more. A lot of companies can do point of sale. A lot of software packages can do point of sale. Heck, you can run that from your phone these days. But what LPA and Counterpoint like to do is help you run and manage your business. So Counterpoint can show you what's going on, which products are moving, which are not moving, when are they selling, and so on. Our team is just a phone call away to help you find the information you need, or even help you use the information in front of you better. Counterpoint is a SQL-based system, and because of which we have experienced developers on our team that can think up new reports with you or customize the ones that you already have. The whole point of this is to get the information you need conveniently in one place so you can make informed decisions and track your progress quickly and easily. So we find that with our customers, the ones that use Counterpoint the most, get comfortable with the system, have a high level of visibility to all their KPIs. And it gives you all the information you need to make better informed decisions, what products do we want to put on sale? What products do we want to order? Things like that. I think finally, reporting can be kind of a daunting task. Counterpoint has a lot of reports out of the box, but you don't need to use all of them. In fact, you probably won't. And our staff have been doing this since 1992. We can help you identify the top 3 or 4 reports that you want. Run them regularly, and as you have more questions, know that the back end is there to support giving you additional visibility, additional reports, or even customizing them when that becomes your next step.
All right. So one example of efficiency for the system in terms of knowing how many staff or volunteers that you need at any given time and controlling counts on those tickets. We have a few different flavors as an example of how you can set up an activity to know whether your customers are coming in by date, by time, or both. So this is an example of 3 admission types. General admission being an open date and time where the admission schedule is behind the scenes. The online customer, when you're booking the reservation, does not see a time or select a time. The system defaults to the current date. And then once the reservation is completed, they get the confirmation email showing what they purchased or / reserved for. And attached to that is a confirmation PDF that serves as the customer receipt and contains barcoded printed home tickets. In this example, that ticket, the system can be set such that, as I mentioned, behind the scenes, it's using the current date, but the ticket can show an expiration date, which is 1 year from today's date, or whatever your company has as a policy in that regard. Another type of admission could be set where you do want to know what date the customer is coming, but the time is not important. They can come any time of day on that date. So date selection is needed to reserve or purchase. No time selection is required. Then there's a barcoded printed home ticket that displays that chosen date, but the time is behind the scenes and it does not show on the tickets. The third type is timed admissions, where you absolutely want to know what date and time. This was the most popular ticket type during COVID for sure. A lot of our customers found that they really liked it. And even though we're well beyond COVID at this point, they stayed with that format. They really like it. So let me show you those examples. If I go to our admission category, this is what we call a view group. These are the 3 types, and I'm going to just take you through a quick spin of those. So for general admission, when I go to purchase tickets, the calendar is grayed out. So all I have to do, and there are no times to select, so I just select the number of tickets I need, accept my policies, and it shows what I'm purchasing for, the date, no time, and for general admission. When I go to checkout, I'm a returning customer. So with Outbound, I'm going to get prompted to log in. We prevent duplicate profiles based on the primary email address. So knowing that, I'm going to go ahead and log in. That preloads my profile. I'm not going to make any changes. So I'm just going to continue with my reservation. If I need to make any changes, I could, whether to my profile details, the credit card token on file, and here's what I reserved for August 20th, general admission. And I'm going to click accept and I'm done. I'm going to show you the confirmation PDF example for that purchase. And so as mentioned, it's defaulting to the current date, but on the printed home ticket has an expiration date, which is 1 year from today's date. That, of course, can be changed again based on your company policy for how long your tickets are valid. The second admission type that we talked about is where you do want to know what date, but you don't care what time. So here we are. I'm going to go ahead and pick a date, choose my number of tickets. Again, there's no time showing on this one. Accept my policies, proceed to checkout. I'm going to log in again. No changes to my profile. And now in reviewing, you can see I purchased for the 24th, but again, no time, general admission, any date, accept. And this is what that confirmation PDF looks like for the ticket. And that will just show the date that I selected. Third type in our example for admissions is the timed admission. So for purchasing those tickets, we have a calendar where I do pick the date and I do pick the time. As you can see here, it's showing capacities remaining. This is always in real time, factoring in whether folks are booking online or internally. We keep account in real time. So there isn't a chance of overbooking unless internally somebody does so deliberately. And when we go ahead and complete this reservation, again, I'm going to log in. No changes to my profile. And when we review, we see the date and the time and what we're purchasing in quantity. I'm accepting that. And now the confirmation PDF in that last example is showing both the date and the time for this specific reservation. Thank you, Mike.
All right, so efficiency. With Counterpoint, we want to give you some tools to work smarter, not harder. And the idea here is to leverage some technology to help you run your business. So I've got a screenshot on the screen here talking about purchasing advice. One of the big things Counterpoint or our customers love about Counterpoint is accurate purchase advice. And we have three ways we can help you purchase: through replenishment, min-max, or days of supply. If you put in the work, min-max seems to be the way that our customers prefer to purchase. You set for every single item what's the minimum you want in your store at any given time and what's the maximum. If you put in that work, you can run the purchasing advice report at any time, and Counterpoint will tell you exactly what you need to be within those numbers. A lot of people like days of supply. If you purchase that way, it says, I want to have 20 days of supply of this product in my store at any given time. Replenishment means you order what you sell. So if you sold 10 since the last time you purchased, it'll offer to order 10 more to replenish that stock. Not a lot of our customers use it, but the reason I wanted to show all three is it's a way to help you determine what you can order very quickly. We have created an enhancement for Counterpoint. One of our liquor stores calls it Easy Buy, where we took all the information from the purchasing screen and a couple other reports, and we collated it all onto one screen. So when this particular owner is purchasing, he doesn't have to flip back between the three reports he wants to get all the information. He starts with the purchasing advice. It comes up with his Easy Buy screen, which has some additional data, what he sold last year, what's trending this year, and then he can adjust the quantities from there. Sometimes the purchase advice is so accurate, he doesn't make a single change. Sometimes he says, well, it's easy for me to buy. I just changed the number a little bit with his intuition, and he's off to the races. We also have good reports that can easily show you how each of your items are doing related to target margins. It's as easy as skimming the report for red or green arrows. If you've got a green arrow, your product is selling, you're making your target margins or better, it's perfect. If you've got a red arrow, that may be something you want to look at. Is that product in the target margin you like? Or have you marked it down to try and move it off of your shelf? Some have asked for some automation to do this. If need be, if you have products that are below a certain margin, we can have automated alerts come up to let you know this, or even go as far as changing that price. A lot of business owners don't want to do that. They want the control in their hands. But rather than lose money on products, sometimes we've even made automation to help you stay within your target margins.
So next topic is malleable. And on the outbound side of things, we're going to focus on site branding. So when a new customer onboards with us, one thing that's very important to us is having a nice, smooth, aesthetic flow from your main website into outbound. So aesthetically, when somebody, you have links on your main site that bring the customer into the reservation process. When they change and segue into outbound, visually, it shouldn't be noticeable, in terms of the look and feel. And that's what our aim is. So what we do is we match the look and feel of your main website to the outbound pages with focus on fonts, colors, button shape, etc. So I'm going to share my screen again and show you a couple of examples of that. So this is one of our customers, National Comedy Center. Just get a general feel for. They have this dark background and the color scheme, some very vibrant colors happening. When we come down here and go to purchase admission, make note of the URL up here. This is Comedy Center's URL. When we go to purchase admission, this is where they have their link to bring the customer into outbound. So now the URL has changed to the outbound URL. Visually, we still have the same look and feel that was on the customer's main website. So the same vibrant color scheme going on. It looks like you're within the same company. It's not some shocking transition that causes any sort of concern. Another such example, we have New York Hall of Science. This is their general admission page. As you can see, they've got a lot of bold red and black and white. Their buttons the corners are rounded. So those are design elements that we focus on. And when we go to purchase admission tickets, make note, nysci.org is their URL. When we go to purchase admission, we're now in outbound. So if you look at the URL, tickets.nysci, that's their outbound site. And you can see that design scheme has carried over with the red and the white and the rounded corners for the buttons. Final example is Virginia Museum of Fine Arts. This is a little toned down, a little more organic, if you will, for a color scheme. Their buttons have the sharp corners. And if we go to give, to make a donation, we just switched into outbound and we have the same color scheme and the button match as well with the sharp corners instead. So again, aesthetically, we have that continuum design-wise.
So when we talk about Counterpoint being malleable, like I mentioned earlier, we want the tech to mold to your business, not the other way around. So we don't compromise, or we don't want you to compromise because your system is holding you back. We at LPA thrive on tailoring solutions to fit your business. That's the fun part for us. So we do a bunch of cool things that I want to cover quickly. The LPA meat mod, we have a lot of meat customers. The meat mod allows us to weigh and label product. The meat mod helps us with custom wild game processing, cut sheets, limiting waste, calculating price. The meat mod is just a very valuable tool for some of our meat customers that Counterpoint didn't have built in. But as we started working in the POS space with all of our meat customers, they asked for these things, and then we were able to build them and deliver. And now it's pretty much a staple for all of our meat customers. Easy Buy, which we mentioned earlier, it was a liquor store. They have a lot of turn. They're running through product all the time, and you got to keep up with trends. And 4th of July, you may sell a lot of one thing, which is totally different than what you might sell on Thanksgiving or Christmas. And mentioned before, it's been a great tool for people that buy at high frequency. And I want to shift slightly. Something else that we do with Counterpoint is integrate with third-party solutions like Outbound, which is the point of this webcast and us presenting together. If you have a retail space that's also connected to a museum or connected to a place where you want to give tours of your processing facility or whatnot, that's where Outbound comes in. Outbound's great at ticketing and box office and all those things. But how do you integrate that with your point of sale system? Well, that's what LPA does. We can make a seamless integration. So all of the stuff that Barbara's been showing you about the Outbound website, your customers can do on their own. But if they come into the building, it's just one button away at the point of sale system to be able to use a box office feature and sell your tickets right then and there. And they integrate very well together. So it really does, Counterpoint being the base of your point of sale system can bring on all these other tools to make your retail successful. And then I have a couple other examples here. Fastbound, we work with a lot of sporting goods stores, and they need to have documentation for the federal government if they're selling firearms. We've integrated with a Fastbound online FFL for that. We can also do some custom data imports and exports and integrations. So if you need to move inventory quantities to a website that you're selling with, or you want to integrate with a different third party that we can't even imagine today, we have staff on our team that can help with that custom data import and export very easily. Back to you, Barbara.
All right, category of loyalty. The Outbound example being membership programs. Membership and oftentimes donations go hand in hand, so we handle both very well. We do the setup of these particular programs because they can be quite complex, and usually once it's set up, you're good to go. So we work with you as to what your program is comprised of. You can have multiple levels from which to select, capture secondary names, whether adults and or children. Price changes can easily be handled in activities set up by you. You can purchase and renew online or in person or over the phone. And we do have an optional recurring payments feature for ease of auto renewal. I'm going to get my share back and show you a quick example. So here's our membership and donations view group. Here's our membership activity. Now, if you have a really good description of memberships on your main website, you can bypass this page in order to avoid redundancy in the customer experience. When you go to purchase a membership, if you're a returning customer, you'll want to log in, and then we will see the existing membership and add to that. So folks can renew it a little early and not lose their time. A new customer would click here. Here's all that we only have 2, but you can have as many membership types as you need. Each one has a drop down with the details of what the benefits are of that membership. When you go to join, if it's a family and there are choices, you can have add-ons such as general admission. So during the same transaction, they can go ahead and get admission at 0 cost because they'll now be a member. And then if there are allowances for additional folks on the membership, you'll be brought to being able to edit those in. So add your secondary member. These fields are your choosing as to what sort of information you would want to capture for this. And again, if children are allowed at this level, you can go ahead and add their names as well. And then for sake of time, I'm just going to show you real quick that once you complete that, and that's it, and then you hit the billing page, you pay for it and you're done. So that's how quick that process is. And then internally, you can go into membership management as an internal user, and you can look up somebody if an edit is needed to somebody's membership. You can go ahead and look them up. Here's their data. Here's their membership status. Here are those relationships. So if they didn't add a second name and they want to now, you can easily use this edit link and add them in. It lists out what they've used for benefits so far, and it would show limits if there were limits for what they were reserving for, and any add-ons that there might be. So easily managed as you go along.
Moving on to loyalty, tools to drive repeat business in Counterpoint. Our whole idea here is to enhance your customer satisfaction, maybe even drive customers back to your location for repeat business. So Counterpoint, out of the box, has a loyalty program, or I should say in the box because that's what's on my slide. The loyalty program is pretty robust. It allows you to track points. You can set up return to store incentives, promotions. It includes some basic communication with your customers with a product called Customer Connect. So it's a pretty simple loyalty program. All you have to do is tell us how many points do you want to accrue for buying something, and when do you want to redeem that point, and what do you get for the redemption. There are also enhanced loyalty programs where we can connect to a third party if you want to really level up and have reoccurring marketing through social media and email and all sorts of things. So depending on what your loyalty program needs are, we'll probably have a solution that's a good fit for you. And loyalty is one of those things where our customers are extremely happy just to see their customers making repeat business trips to the business to drive revenue that way. The whole point with the loyalty program, if you do it well, it's not to lower your bottom line, it's to raise it by repeat visits to your retail business.
All right, our last topic is communication. I know we're running just over. Hopefully you can stay with us, but this is being recorded in case you did have to drop. Automated emails. We have the confirmation email that's provided upon completion of a reservation. That contains the PDF attachment that serves as the customer receipt and has the barcoded printed home tickets. We also offer, as a standard component, a reminder email service and a thank you email service. Each email type is easily customized to fit your needs and your style and what you want to communicate. Very quickly, I'm logged into the site. We jump into admin tools, activity setup, and activities. If we wanted to edit messaging for general admission over here on the right, I just click view to load an activity. I'm going to jump to the custom tab. And right from here, here's our custom confirmation email. Now, we set up all of the default email during the onboarding, but here on a per activity basis, you can have whatever messaging you might need. You can use the HTML editor over at the left side of the field and craft your message according to your preferences, fonts, font size, same formatting as you'd see in Word and Excel. We also have an image manager if you wanted to include an image in your message. Hyperlink manager if you wanted to maybe bring folks to the directions tab on your main website, that sort of thing. When you're done putting in your message and you save that, you see it displayed here, but then the key is to check the override, and this then would be the message that's going out. You have an option to also override the from and subject, from being the department email address perhaps that you want to show that this is coming from, and the subject, and then the same allowances for the cancellation email, the reminder email. And for the reminder, you can also set a custom time for which you want that reminder to go out. It needs to be 1 day or more prior to activity date. And the thank you can go out 1 date or more after the activity date. So a lot of customizations at your fingertips.
All right, we're getting to my last slide as well. So communication, we want to keep everyone informed. There's really two parts of how Counterpoint can help you communicate, internal and external. Internal communication is for owners and managers. We have a product that we can add to Counterpoint called Smart Alerts that when certain events happen inside your point of sale system, text messages and or emails can be sent to your store managers. Maybe there's a refund that was issued over a certain dollar value. Maybe a product was discounted over your allowable discount amount. So it really keeps visibility real time if necessary, so you as a manager or business owner can know what's going on in your business and catch those things that may not be standard and maybe even prevent theft or other mistakes. One of the things our customers love is automated daily report emails. It seems like so simple of a thing. You set up a report, add it to your favorites. You just got to click 3 times to get that report to run. But our customers just love it. If it's sitting in their email box when they wake up in the morning, or even at lunch, they get their 3 most important reports emailed to them so they can just review them quickly. It's something we've gotten really good at and customers love it. Also, if you choose to host Counterpoint on the LPA Counterpoint Cloud, we have a dashboard that you can access from your phone or any web browser that shows you what revenue you've done, what products are your top sellers, and we can even customize that dashboard to show you other KPIs you're interested in. And finally, communication with external customers. We built a texting mod. There's an example of it on the screen. At the end of an order, if you complete it in your system, maybe you fulfilled it, you can send a text message to your customers to let you know, hey, your order's ready for pickup. Your order's been shipped, whatever the case may be. Customers and businesses love that one. There's also Customer Connect emailing, where we can email for certain different things, whether it's loyalty or other events within Counterpoint. And a widely overlooked ability is for Counterpoint to customize messaging on your receipts. You can put promotions on your receipts. You can put, hey, visit our new store that we've opened. You can even put, hey, check out this new website we've launched. And changing the messaging on your receipts is super easy and convenient. So that does it for our content for today. So I know we went a few minutes over, but thank you everybody for sticking with us. We'd love to hear from you. I don't see any questions in the chat, so we won't cover anything now, but I've put Barbara and my contact information on the screen. So please feel free to reach out to us if you're interested in Outbound, or you're interested in Counterpoint, or maybe you're interested in both. We've worked together very well, and we would love to hear from you. So thank you for your time. Barbara, do you have anything else to add before we sign off?
Nothing but to say thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope to hear from you.
Thanks, Barbara. Thanks, everybody, for attending. And we will post this content on our social channels and on our website. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you very much.